How's it going, my friends? Back with another video today, and I just wanted to start this off like I always do by saying thank you to these people that are supporting the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'm blown away by the support. I really am. We got a donation today from Martin Fish, and then the new Patreon subscribers on the channel are Max Bixler, Scott P. Rick, Anton Drummond. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, you guys. Everybody supporting this channel, making it a community, all the comments, just all the support. I know that I say this in every video, but I really, truly appreciate it because the community aspect of this channel truly is the best thing. I have people that send me emails every day, people that, I was just talking to my buddy Lucas on, DM through Instagram. All you guys just reaching out to me and just sending the messages. I just can't say thank you enough, and it just makes me want to give back and share my knowledge and teach, what I know with you guys so much. And I don't say that everything that I say is gospel, but it's just the truth for me and stuff that I've learned. And I'm totally open to you guys' opinions, and I enjoy having these conversations in the comments with you and through emails and DMs and everything. So just from the bottom of my heart, thank you for helping contribute to this channel so I can keep putting time into it. I can keep growing. I can keep buying, gear that you guys want to see me review and give you my honest opinion on it, and just make this channel an overall good place to be, and be an advocate for the Z system, because I'm a professional out there using it, and I want people to know that it's a phenomenal tool. So today wanted to talk about D700 related stuff. I know that you guys, a lot of people on this channel, you guys have D700s, you know about the camera, you know how amazing this thing is, and I use this more than I think a lot of people do. I think, the people who really know this camera, a lot of them just kind of want to hoard it and keep it as a, kind of a memento, and they probably don't pull it out of the bag that much, but I really do use this all the time. And it's not the fastest camera, especially when you're coming from the Z. There's a lot of things that you feel like you're missing, but the image quality on it is absolutely stellar and phenomenal. Guys, there's something about the 12 megapixel sensor they put in this thing. If you guys actually know more about the technology of this 12 megapixel sensor, drop in the comments and let me know, because as far as I know, that this was the first and only sensor that Nikon had contracted Panasonic out to make. That is from the research that it's not easy to find information about this sensor, but from what I've found is Panasonic was the one that designed it. And these 12 megapixels in this thing, not only are the colors absolutely phenomenal, but there's something about the actual pixel size that renders the noise at higher ISOs more like film grain rather than noise from a camera. And I'm not in the camp of higher megapixels, guys. I think, the Z6 at 24 megapixels, I don't ever want a camera more than that. I don't like really, really super high resolution photos where you can, just pick out, you can zoom into people's pores on their noses and stuff. I don't like any of that stuff. I like images with feel and depth, and I feel like when you get too high resolution, if you're shooting people, it can become very just not as beautiful. And there's a thing about the skin tones and the just the way it renders that you don't get at higher megapixels, in my opinion, when I'm looking at it. I think 12 megapixels is a sweet spot. This camera, the way it renders people and their skin tones and the way that they look on camera, it really does remind me of film. It has a certain something that you can't put your finger on, and the way that I correct these colors are just insane. I mean, it's so easy to correct for colors and make them look beautiful because the sensor itself and the camera just stands out. So where I use this camera a lot nowadays is I use it as a walk-around camera. Yes, it's heavy, it's big, it's bulky, but I love to be able to capture scenes as I'm going around and just living my daily life. The thing is, though, is it's big, so you don't want, or at least me, I don't want to have a bunch of lenses around with me to kind of capture everything. One thing that I've found that's great is just to have one super zoom, and that allows me just to move around every day, and I just have one camera, one lens, and I can pretty much capture everything. Because, just the reason why I love the Z50 is when I'm going around, it's convenient. Now the D700, it's a big bastard. I mean, it's huge, so you're not gonna, like, you know, most of the time you don't want to bring it in with you to a restaurant. You can't keep it in your pocket. You can't throw it in your wife's purse. But if you're going out to specifically shoot, it's great to just have one lens on it. So I'm going to nominate the 28 to 300 f3.556 G lens, VR lens, for the best all-around travel lens for the D700. Now this lens does have some controversy around it. There's a lot of people that swear by it. There's a lot of people that, you know, hate it. And I'm in the camp of I love it. But I realize its drawbacks. This is a super zoom, guys. It goes from 28 to 300. That's a very, very long range. And it's a major, major long, you know, magnification range. When you have that with lenses, you're gonna sacrifice quality, image quality. You definitely are. You just can't get around it. You know, you have way more glass, way more elements in there, way more groups, and it's just all around. They're not completely designed to give you the most unbelievable image quality. Now, you take that lens and you slap it on a D850, my thoughts completely change. And the problem is when you have that high megapixels and that high resolution, all the flaws of the lens completely stick out. And they come out so, like, you can see the lack of detail, you can see the lack of sharpness, you can see all the issues with the lens when you're going up to that high megapixel. So I wouldn't even use it for something like that, and I wouldn't vote it as a good camera or lens to buy. But something like the D700 or even the Z6, it works great on that. It just works so well. The images are great. There's not this, I mean, it's not the sharpest lens in the world, but it produces great images. The colors are awesome. The autofocus, I just wrote this down here because I wanted to remember to tell you guys. The autofocus isn't unbelievably blazing fast, but it's reasonably fast. Like, I shoot my, you know, kids running around in the backyard and stuff like that. It's fine. It's fine. It's absolutely fine to capture that stuff. But it's always accurate. And that's the thing that I care about with a carry-around lens. You know, when I'm with having a carry-around lens, unless I'm doing street photography specifically, I just care about accuracy. I don't care about really necessarily how fast it is. I just care about that accuracy of the autofocus. And I care about, can I just get the shot? And with this and that huge focal range, I always have it with me, guys. The VR works absolutely unbelievable at 300. You can noticeably see it works awesome, and the focus is down to 1.5 feet, so it's really, really good. You don't have to stand way far back, even if it's all the way extended at 300 millimeter. Like, it's 1.5 foot to focus, which is really good. This is also good on the Z50. I put it on there. It's a big bastard. It's a heavy lens. I mean, it really is. But I put it on the Z50 and it works great. Obviously, it's a DX, so you're going to get 42 to 450 instead of the 28 to 300. But that's pretty good if you want to shoot the moon, or you're shooting some birds in flight or some other animals. You want to get a good reach. This thing works great on DX cameras too, and on the Z50 it's great because it's only a 20 megapixel sensor, which is more than enough, and it's not all that extra resolution to like pull every single flaw out of the lens. It's just a great lens to slap on there. It's good enough to print. It's good, if you get an unbelievable shot, it's good enough to, sell that photo, no problem. It's just not going to be like, the most unbelievable portrait lens or something like that. That's where I would not use this, as if I'm going to shoot people. In that case, I'd bring a prime lens or, whatever. So 9 rounded aperture blades, it does look pleasing. The autofocus areas are not the best. It goes down to 5.6 aperture, but it's a quality lens. That's the thing, guys. It's a quality lens. So it's sharp all around the frame, pretty much, on the D700, and that's why I'm voting it. It's just a lens that works with the D700. It works well. The price, honestly, is kind of still high. I mean, I bought this one used off Amazon. It was a used seller, and I still paid like $500 for it. So I mean, the value is still there with these lenses. People know that they're still good. So that's my #1 travel all-around lens for the D700. Whatever you do, guys, just make sure you always have a camera with you. And if you're going out, there's always moments to be captured. whatever you're looking at, no matter what scene you're in, even if you've been through that place or that street or that park or that beach a million times, I promise you there's always something, some piece of art that you can grab out of the scene. And don't worry about being bogged down with all this extra gear and all these different lenses. Take out your D700, put a super zoom on there, and just go out and just be out all day with one lens and one camera, and then just see what you can get. Because with that range, you could just look around and you don't have to be restricted about, you know, kind of fumbling around with your bag and just carrying a bunch of different stuff. I like to have this camera when I'm shooting with me. It's always out of the bag, just sitting right next to me in the front passenger seat. And if I see something, I pull over and I just grab the shot. And that is how I started photography, and that is how I always want to keep that essence with me going for the rest of my life, because that's where I fell in love with photography. Is I had one lens, one super zoom, and I just always kept it with me. And that's what I have with the D700, and I'll never ever get rid of it. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have experience with this lens, how it's working for you, and what other lenses do you guys have that you guys like to use on the D700. Let me know. Guys, I really appreciate the support, like I said, and until the next video.